Hi, I'm Marsha Guenzler-Stevens. I direct the Adele H. Stamp Student Union Center for Campus Life. This is Mondays with Marsha, and we are fast approaching the end of what has been one of the oddest semesters ever. I was thinking a lot lately about people, perhaps because I miss so many of the people I see every day in my work when we're far away from campus and at home. I was reminded of a book I read years ago in which they told a story about Don Bennett, the first single amputee to climb Mount Rainier, 14,000 feet. He was on his way up the climb and he was at an ice field. They were having lots of trouble with freeze with his prosthetic leg. And his 17-year-old daughter, Kathy, came and yelled in her father's ear, "You can do it, Dad. You're the best dad in the whole world. You can do it." I think about Don Bennett, and I think about the fact that he needed his daughter to tell him he could do it. I think for a lot of us right now, as we anticipate final exams and end of semester papers, we need to be reminded we can do it. I particularly think about my friends who are graduating as seniors or graduate students who need somebody in their corner breathing life into their dreams. I think that about all of you. Whose dreams have you helped support this year? And who's helped you by just telling you you can do it? Perhaps the thing we miss right now is the chance at the end of the school year to say thank you to those people, those mentors and guides and friends. I often think at the end of the year, that's one of my most important things to do, is to act with gratitude and say, thank you. You helped me get through this, or it wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for you. And I think you're a long way away, and you'll have to be pretty intentional about thanking people for yelling in your ear. Often I think who's yelled in my ear the most have been amazing generations of student leaders, student employees, students I met because I taught UNIV 100 for 34 years, or students I've taught in leadership classes or graduate classes. Even the folks I have met just walking around the stamp in the food court or the student involvement suite or in a lounge or at a program, they have been my most significant teachers and guides in this very long history I've had at the University of Maryland. I am who I am in part because those students yelled in my ear, "You can do this, Marsha." Sometimes as a protester and sometimes as somebody who was an amazing guide. I think about that every time I sit in an awards banquet, about how extraordinary our students are. And this year, we won't have the chance of sitting together in a room, but we will have a chance to know the stories of people. One of the things that I like to do is read awards applications. And as I listen to the acceptance messages that students have recorded for this virtual awards program, I am inspired. There are 25 awards of excellence which will be given this week. One of them is the Adele H. Stamp Award, given to an individual in honor of Adele Stamp, the Dean of Women forever at the University of Maryland, for a person who has done extraordinary work in advancing the stamp and all of her programs. This year, it'll be given to Elena Levan, who is an undergraduate psychology major. She is in SGA, where she has served as the director of sexual misconduct prevention and chair of the Women's Caucus in SGA. She has galvanized a movement to confront sexual misconduct and find new and important ways of making this campus climate better for all. She's an amazing and inspiring person. But so is the Kirwan Award, named for Britt Kirwan, the president of the University of Maryland, and given to a junior leader who is doing exceptional things in their career. Kayla Foster is a public health student and sustainability studies minor. She is a gemstone teaching assistant. She's a math tutor for high school students who are incarcerated in juvenile detention. She works in the Epley Recreation Center, and she's a former facilitator for M-Lead and the Stamp. Kayla will win that award, the Kirwan Award, this next week at the virtual awards banquet. The Mildred and Richard Loving Award is given to a senior who has done the most work to affect cross-cultural and multicultural causes and connections. This year, the winner of that award will be Priya Hay Chatterley, who is an employee in MICA, one of the units within the stamp. She works at the Recwell as well, and she is in a policy internship with NARAL, advocating for women's reproductive health. I think about all three of these students as really brilliant examples of the inspiration we all feel every time we're reminded of these extraordinary people who yell in our ears. All this week, starting on Sunday, you'll get a chance to see on an awards website that you can access right on the stamp website all the stories of students. We won't be together, but I intend to be inspired by all of their stories. And I hope you and your mom and dad and everybody else will join me in that as well. I miss people the most, but I also miss places. And so this week we asked people to tell us about their favorite spaces and places on campus. What did they miss the most? Here's what I heard. The fountain on McKelton writ large, meeting people, sunset on McKelton, the chapel fountain, the chapel garden, Xfinity and being at a game. The Stamp Food Court even got in there, and we're glad for that. Arebe and the beauty of that new building. Edward St. John, even a person said their favorite couch in Edward St. John. The WMUC Record Library, the Chirp Zone, Moby Dick, Epley, even the climbing wall in Epley. They were all favorite places we miss. But people also make memories in those places. And so we asked people, what are the memories you've made on campus that will stick with you forever? Basketball team, this year winning the Big Ten championship. Going to Studio A in the stamp to paint or to develop photographs. Math parties with friends. I'm not sure what math parties are, but they sound really elemental. Soccer games. Talking in parking lots with grad student friends on your way home after a night class. Residence halls and McKelton Mall, particularly when you're in conversation with dear friends. Wednesday night dinners at the Catholic Student Center. Those are just a few of the memories. So as we get closer to the end of the semester, as we long to have somebody yelling in our ear, you can do it. Stitch those memories into your heart. Listen to the voices you hear in your head that tell you you can do it. They're there. Thank them. Find the inspiration in them. We're going to celebrate this week. Thanks for joining me in that. Happy Monday.